Hello everyone, I am back with my new video of the topic basic maths in physics. We have discussed about different types of graphs yet now, and today we are going to discuss about some more types of graphs. Before that, I'll just give you the standard equation or basically brief summary of what we have discussed about different types of graphs. Okay, first was the linear graph which had a straight line, okay, and its standard equation was y equals mx plus c, and the graph was like a straight line passing through the different points. Okay, then the next type of graph we discussed about was parabola. It was of shape of kind of u. Okay, its standard equation was y equals kx square, or basically x equals ky square. Both of them are correct as per different perspectives. Then where k is constant, then we discussed about the rectangular hyperbola. Okay, it was of basically kind of L shaped graph, not exactly, but yes, kind of L shaped, and it did not cut the x axis or y axis at any point, or we can also say it like this, that the line cuts the x axis and y axis at infinity. Basically it means that we don't know where it will cut the x and y axis. Then comes circular graph. Its standard equation is x square plus y square equals a square, where a is the radius of the circle which helps us to plot the graph. Then next type of graph is elliptical kind of graph which has a shape of ellipse. Okay, and its standard equation is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Okay, where a and b are the distances from the x axis and y axis respectively. Okay, and the one which is major and where it forms is known as the major axis, and the one which is small is and forms the ellipse is known as the minor axis in that cases. Okay, the next type of graph we discussed about, today we are going to discuss about trigonometric types of graphs. Okay, and its standard equation is y equals sin x or y equals cos x. Both the cases there are two different types of graphs formed. Then after that we will discuss about some exponential form of graphs, where two types of graphs are there: exponential growth and exponential decay. Exponential growth standard equation is y equals e to the power x, and exponential decay is y equals e to the power minus x, where e is a constant. Okay, and the value of e is 2.718. It is very important. E equals 2.718. It is an important number as per the mathematical or basically physics perspective of class 11. Okay, so let's start with the today. First type of graphs comes is trigonometric graph, y equals sin x. See, first we are putting making the general table, putting the values like, see, when x is equal to 0, sin 0 is 0, y will be 0. When x equals pi by 2, pi by 2 is basically 90 degree, these are in radians, pi by 2 is 90 degree, sin 90 is 1. Similarly, sin 180 is 0, 3 pi sin 3 pi 2 is minus 1, and 2 pi is 0. Okay, these all the x values are in radians. When we convert them into angles, then we get sin that particular angle and its value is like this. Now we will just plot the graph. When x is 0, y is 0, so 0 comma 0. When x is pi by 2, then y is 1, so pi by 2 and it is 1. Then when x is pi, so y is 0, x is pi, y is 0. Then comes 3 pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2 comma minus 1, 3 pi by 2 comma minus 1. Then x is 2 pi, y is 0, 2 pi and then 0. Okay, so this is basically standard form of these kind of graph. Okay, so we will now look at the examples which will help you to catch a hold over it. See, first example is y equals 2 sin x. Now we are multiplying a number here, so this will increase the graph. Okay, now here it was on 1, now here it will be on 2. So now pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2 and 2 pi, these all 4 points will be same and the graph will be like this only. Just the 2 number is multiplied, so the graph will increase and it will move up to the 2 points. Okay, now second example is y equals minus sin x. Minus sign just flips the graph. See, first it was like this, now it is like this, it has just flipped over. See, this was the original graph and now this one is the flipped one, because minus sign has flipped the graph. Values will be same, 0 comma 0, pi by 2 comma minus 1, pi comma 0, like this, it goes like this only. Okay, so it just flips over. Now what if both the conditions are there, like a number is multiplied also and there is negative sign also. See, it is negative, so graph will be in flipped form, and a number is also multiplied outside, so it will move 2 units down and 2 units up also. Now there is one more condition, if a number is multiplied with the degree 1, okay, like suppose sine 2x, okay, so we will see that kind of graphs also. See, y equals sine 2x. Now since 2 is multiplied and then graph will be in this shape only, we will divide by 2 in all the 4 values, pi by 2 whole divided by 2. Here it was earlier pi divided by 2, here it was earlier 3 pi by 2 divided by 2, 2 pi by 2, similarly like this it goes. Okay, nothing else changes. It is simple to draw these kind of graphs. Now what if all the conditions are there, like y equals minus 4 sine 5x. See, first 5 is multiplied, so we will first divide everything, 4 is multiplied everywhere, so graph will extend up to minus 4 and plus 4 like this, and since 5 is multiplied inside, so divided by 5 in all the 4 points, and also it is minus, so it is flipped. Okay, next type of graph is y equals cos x. Similarly we will put the values 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, and we will get the values like this. Okay, cos 0 is 1, so now graph will just start from 1. In the previous case it starts from 0, but here it will start from 1. Okay, so it will first point is 0 comma 1, 0 comma 1, pi by 2 comma 0, pi by 2 comma 0, pi comma minus 1, pi comma minus 1, then 3 pi by 2 comma 0, see this point, then last one is 2 pi comma 1. Okay, so now we will join these points and we will get this kind of graph. Okay, now we will see the examples which will help you to visualize better. See, first example is y equals 2 cos x. First here a 2 is multiplied, so here also it will extend up to 2 points above and 2 points below. Graph will be of same shape. Okay, it goes like this and then curves and turns like this. Okay, and the points are also same. Then second condition is if a number is multiplied inside, like y equals cos 2x, then in the previous case we divided all these 4 points by 2, because 2 is multiplied. Here also we will divide it by 2 only, so it will graph will be like this only, and pi by 2 divided by 2, and similarly for all these points. Okay, next y equals minus 2 cos x. Since there is a minus sign, graph will be flipped. Previously it was like this, now it will go like this. Okay, and 2 is multiplied here outside, so it will extend up to 2 points above and 2 points below. Graph is still same. Okay, now one more condition, if all the things are applied, minus 4 cos 5x. Okay, y equals minus 4 cos 5x. Now since 4 is multiplied outside, so it will extend 4 units above and 4 units down, and minus sign is there, so graph will be flipped also. Okay, and 5 is multiplied inside, so divided by 5 in all the 4 points. Okay, so that's how it is, so simple. Okay, now next type of graph comes is exponential form graph, and its equation is y equals e to the power x. Value of e is 2.718. First is exponential growth, where e to the power kx, k is here positive constant. We are first taking the value of k is plus 1. Okay, then we are just making the values and getting these things, like x, when x is 0 y is 1, when x is 2 y will be e square, and similarly it goes like this. Okay, now we will just plot the points. First is 0 comma 1, so 0 comma 1, second is 1 comma e, value of e is 2.718, so 1 comma 2.718, 1 comma 2.718, it will lie between 2 and 3. Okay, so that's how we have plotted it. Similarly, we will plot the different points. See, we have taken x is equal to minus infinity, it will give us y equal to 0. Okay, because see, now when it is in minus infinity, then it will extend up to infinity, it will go in this direction only. Okay, so it will not cut the y axis and neither it will cut the x axis. So in this side it will go parallel to the x axis. So when we connect all these points, we get a graph like this. See, this is growing in the positive direction, so it is, I think, called as exponential growth. Next type of graphs comes is exponential decay. Here we are taking k as minus 1, so y equals e to the power minus x. We are again plotting the points here and getting the values of y. Now after plotting these points in the graph, then we get, after connecting these, we get a graph like this. See, it is going in the negative x direction, so I think that is it is going downwards in the positive x direction, so I think that is why it is called as exponential decay, like in this way. Now we know that it will not cut the x axis at any point, so here also it will be parallel to x axis. Okay, so that's how exponential decay graph looks like. And suppose if y will be minus e to the power minus x, then graph will be just flipped. Okay, like in this case, y equals minus 3 e to the power minus 2x. See, minus 3 here basically means that it will cut the y axis at the point minus 3, 0 comma minus 3 it will cut at. Graph will be like this only. See, minus sign is there, so it will be flipped one. And if any number is multiplied with the power, then it does not change anything in the graph. Okay, so it will be graph like this and 0 comma minus 3. That's all for today. Thank you.